Thank you. Any redirect examination? Go ahead.
Yes, thank you. All right, Stacy. Social anxiety happen when you're alone?
Not really.
Is it usually when you're around a bunch of people?
Yeah, like a lot of them.
Do you usually get pretty anxious when you're in new situations?
Yeah.
Give me just a second. I'll sustain the objection, and Ms. Trujillo, if you want to rephrase that, go ahead.
If you're in new situations, do you get anxiety?
Yes, I do.
Do you get anxiety if you're in new situations involving new people?
Yeah.
Do interactions with police for you kind of start that anxiety?
I'll allow the question.
I can re-ask it. Do interactions with the police kind of start that anxiety for you?
Yeah.
Has it always been this way?
Yeah.
Was your social anxiety a little bit different when it was just you and Hosanna together?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, I mean, I was comfortable with her.
Okay. So with social anxiety, did that really come into play when you guys were driving to the gas station?
I'll allow the question.
Did social anxiety come into play when you guys were going to the gas station on October 3rd?
Not really,
Why not?
because it was just me and her.
Okay. Now we talked, well, the prosecution talked a lot with you about those letters.
Yeah.
Okay. In those letters, you weren't discussing what happened with Mr. Dickerson, right?
No, I was not.
In those letters, were you embarrassed when the prosecution was reading them out loud?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, for one, it's because I didn't write them, and I don't know, just the things that says in there,
Do you think it would have been, well, I guess if it was embarrassing, why didn't you just say you wrote them?
Because that's not what I did.
I want to kind of just maybe talk a little bit about what the jail is like for, people that don't know. You mentioned in the letter that you did write to Janira. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And there was a drawing in the back of that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Okay. And you told Mr. Pereira that you didn't draw that, right?
Yeah.
Did somebody else draw that for you?
Yeah.
Would that happen often in the jail?
People drawing stuff for me?
Yes.
Yeah, somewhat.
Okay. Would it happen often that, some people's handwriting, for drawings or, people would just kind of share that type of stuff?
Objection leading.
Yes.
Give me just a second. I'll allow the question. Ms. Rodriguez, can you repeat your answer, please?
Yes.
Okay. Would you consider the jail to be a private place?
No.
Okay. Do oftentimes people know who you're writing?
Yes.
Do oftentimes people know what you're writing about?
Yes.
Was it possible for other people to see letters that...
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll allow the witness to answer the question.
Was it possible for others to see maybe letters you were receiving?
Yes.
And was it possible for others to see letters you were writing?
Yeah.
Now you did you write Hosanna letters in the jail?
Yes.
And why are they different than the ones that the prosecution is suggesting you wrote?
Because the ones that I had wrote her were brief.
Okay.
I think the longest one that I had wrote with her was a Bible verse, but that's it.
Now we heard a lot of the language that was used in the letter that you write to Janira. Some, would you agree, or were there derogatory or kind of offensive words in there?
Yeah.
Were you meaning to offend anybody?
No.
How is the way that you're talking in the letter that you wrote to Janira different than the way you're talking to the jury?
I'm a lot more comfortable with Janita, so I can talk in different.
When you're talking to the jury, are you embarrassed to use swear words?
Yeah.
When you're talking to me, are you embarrassed to use swear words?
Yes.
You and I have been working together. Have we been working together for a while?
Yeah.
All right. Just one moment, please.
Sure.
Okay. So let's go to kind of the morning of October 3rd when you're in Mr. Dickerson's house, okay? The prosecution had kind of talked about, you know, I think Mr. Pralia had called it a tricep exercise. Explain to me kind of what you were thinking about when you had stabbed Mr. Dickerson. What was going through your mind at the time?
That he was gonna kill me.
Were you able to see him when you initially hit him with the metal file?
The last time?
No, when you first did.
No.
And why not? Can you explain that to the jury, please?
So I wasn't looking.
Sorry, can you say that again?
Because I wasn't looking at him.
Okay. Why weren't you able to look at him? Or why weren't you looking at him?
Because he grabbed my face and I didn't want him. I just wanted to get away, but at the same time, like, stop him, you know?
Okay. At one point, you testified that, you know, the handle broke because you had put all your weight on it. At that point, were you facing Mr. Dickerson?
Yeah.
Okay. Can you explain to me how that changed?
I had sat up.
Okay. And did you like move over?
Yeah.
When you sat up, what was Mr. Dickerson doing to you?
He was still grabbing me.
Okay. How?
My shirt.
By your shirt? Okay. Like on your chest?
Yeah, more like right here.
Okay. When you had sat up and turned around and he grabbed your chest, did you feel like you had any other option?
No.
Did you want to put that metal file in Mr. Dickerson's neck?
No.
Did you want to do that 5 times?
No.
Were you even aware it was happening?
No.
Now let's back up a little bit, still kind of with the same topic. When you and Mr. Dickerson are on the couch, you had mentioned throwing a beer bottle. Do you remember talking about that?
Yes.
Okay. And the prosecution had asked you if that bottle broke, right?
Yeah.
Can you just kind of explain how you initially grabbed that bottle?
I was trying to reach it with my fingertips first, and then, like, little by little, it was scooted closer.
Where was the bottle?
On the floor in front of the couch.
On the floor, you said, by the couch?
Yeah, right in front of it.
And then when you grabbed the bottle, how was Mr. Dickerson holding you?
Right here, is that like I don't know what this part's called.
Your arm?
Yeah.
The upper part of your arm? Did he have both hands on each side of your arms?
Yes.
Okay. And so when you grabbed the bottle, did you have free range of motion?
No.
What did you do with the bottle when you grabbed it?
I threw it, and then it went over him.
Okay. Did you ever grab a broken piece of bottle?
No.
Did you ever grab another bottle?
No.
Did you ever hit Mr. Dickerson on the head with a broken piece of bottle?
No.
Now, you talked with Mr. Paralia about the blood and kind of what Hosanna had said also about the blood. When you saw Mr. Dickerson, you know, after you had kind of gotten on top and after the handle had broken, did you see blood?
Yeah.
Was there was that something that stuck out in your mind?
Seeing that. Yeah.
Did you kind of get stuck on that fact?
Yeah.
Can you explain how?
Like how it happened.
No, how you got stuck on it. You know what I mean? Can you explain that emotion to me?
Like I felt like I just felt frozen. Like I don't want to say like an out of body experience, but I felt like I couldn't feel my body.
Where did you see the blood on you?
My hand.
Is that why you put the glove somewhere else?
Yeah.
On the other hand?
Yeah.
Waiting.
I'll allow the witness's answer to stand.
Let's talk about darts. Did you know what Mr. Paralia was talking about when he brought up the darts to you?
Kind of.
Kind of. What didn't you understand? Just what darts are?
Yeah.
Okay. When you were with Mr. Dickerson and you were defending yourself, did you think about where the metal file was going?
No.
Did you intend for it to kind of hit the same spot?
No, I kind of was just, it was in the same motion.
When you had the file in your hand, did you flip it around or decide what end to use?
No.
How did it happen? Can you just say, like, can you explain, like, when you had it and then when you used it the first time?
Honestly, I just grabbed and then like everything just happened so fast. Like,
Mr. Prillia had brought up the living room door with you. Do you remember testifying that you kind of struggled with the door handle?
yeah.
Why were you struggling with the door handle?
I think it was the emotions that I felt at the moment, like panicked, and I feel like my hands just went like I couldn't control them and I couldn't.
Sometimes when you're nervous or panicked, your hands shake.
Yeah.
Has that been happening throughout your testimony?
Yeah.
Is it something you can control?
No.
Thinking of that, let's talk about the battery real quick. I know we're kind of jumping, but you had said that the battery in your hand in the car on November 11th helped you. What do you mean by that?
Like just kind of like fidgeting with other stuff. I feel like helps a lot with my anxiety.
When you were there and you were with Detective Hunsinger and Detective Burrows that we saw in that video, was it the social anxiety that led you to lie?
Yeah.
Okay, in what way?
I feel like just like with police in general, you know, they just give me anxiety. So
Okay. So that was November 11th, 2021. You know, it's been a few years. Have you ever, I mean, how do you feel about lying now?
I feel bad about it.
Why do you feel bad about it?
Because I should have tried to tell the truth about what happened.
Okay. Okay, I apologize for jumping around, but I want to go back to the house, okay?
Okay.
So fidgeting for the door handle. When you were at the door, did you know where Mr. Dickerson was?
No.
When did you know that, I mean, when were you aware of where he was when you were at the living room door?
When I turned around to look at Hosanna.
Okay, is that when you turned around to push him away from Hosanna?
Yeah.
When that was happening, did Mr. Dickerson seem like he was falling over drunk?
I mean, I think he got a pretty good grip on her, so I don't think so.
Let's go when you guys were in the kitchen and you had pushed Mr. Dickerson off of you. You testified on direct that he had kind of grabbed onto the fridge, right?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay. When he was grabbing onto the fridge and afterwards, did you feel like he was, you know, kind of uncontrolled, like didn't have control of his body?
Yeah, I think that I had caught him off guard.
Okay, it caught him off guard?
Yeah.
Did you think it caught him off guard because he was so drunk?
I think it's because obviously like him being a man, he overpowered a girl, so I don't think and then especially because he had to look back to look at her, and then it just came out of nowhere.
Okay. What happened between you and Mr. Dickerson that night? Did that have anything to do with him being a man and you being a woman?
I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say that.
Okay. You didn't do what you did because he's a man.
No.
Okay. when he had grabbed onto the fridge and you and Hosanna are going to the living room, did you hear him coming to the living room?
No.
Okay.
Like, I wasn't paying attention, but also there was music playing. So either way, I wouldn't have.
Okay. Okay. Did you feel when you were with Mr. Dickerson that he overpowered you?
Yeah.
Did you feel that he was, like, whether or not it was he was too strong or strong enough, did you feel that, you know, when he was on top of you, you couldn't overpower him?
Yes.
Okay, just one moment, please.
Sure.
Ms. Rodriguez, is there anything else that you were feeling about that night that you feel like has not been conveyed?
No.
No. Okay. Do you feel that when we're talking about, you know, you going back in the house and the prosecution had said you were the only one, are you trying to pin the arson on Hosanna?
I'm not.
Are you trying to get away with anything?
I'm not.
Why? Tell me what do you mean by that?
I feel like if I was trying to get away with it, like, in all reality, whatever happened inside the house, like, only me and Hosanna know. Yes, they have surveillance, but they only have it on the outside. If I was trying to get away with this, I would deny everything. And that's not what I'm doing today.
Okay. Thank you.